Everybody, I'm officially here to announce that Monster Hunter-like game Dauntless is officially dead. And, you know, lights off, it's nighttime. Important update, Dauntless is shutting down May 29th, 2025. Game's going RIP. Dauntless will receive no additional content or updates. Dauntless will no longer be available to play on or and after 29th of May 2025, 11:45 p.m. PST. Thank you, everyone. Thanks all for being a part of the Dauntless journey. Interesting. So the game is officially done. It's dead. Gonzo. The game's like pretty popular, all things considered, once upon a time, but now the game has been as unpopular as possible. Yeah, I got you with that switch there. Because the game's only been on Steam for not even a year. Yeah, okay, no, they were here for 2 months, 3 months? Oh, that's so pathetic. Dauntless was on like Epic and I think standalone maybe and some other stuff before, but Dauntless had a good release originally, and then apparently they didn't have good updates. It couldn't keep up, I'm not sure. And eventually it was sold off to a crypto group and it was just dead in the water at that point. But I want to see what people have to say about it, because I always thought this game was like the cute kind of cartoony Monster Hunter styled game, and it seems like most people agree with that, but it just wasn't a good game at all. If I look at Steam right now, you can see reviews are all mostly negative. If we go look at the graph from the all-time, you can see when it released, it was kind of like a 5-to-1 ratio of we like the game being the 1 and we hate the game being the 5. So it never reviewed well. I saw someone being like, oh, the game looks like it reviewed well on Steam. I wonder what's wrong. And it's like, nope. The game did not review well at Steam at all. If you look at a lot of comments, it's just like, this was the first game I ever backed. It was Recruit, Hero. In spite of the great main changes, countless reworks over the years, core feel of gameplay remains largely unchanged. 7 districts, 5 other players could square off often to it at a time. Okay, cool. Movesets, stuff, cool. Monster Hunters. It was more casual, but like cool. They were talking about the company. They didn't do great, but like they, responded to feedback. But it didn't last. Oh, this is so much. Oh, so December 2024 was the Major Awakening update. Oh. And the first after nearly 2.5 years of maintenance mode updates. Oh, so the game's barely even been updated in 3 years. So Dauntless has pretty much been dead for 3 years, but it just hasn't officially been killed and shot down. Oh, I gotcha completely. Okay, they killed the monetization. Initially 100% free refund of premium currency and Battle Pass, which went to 0% with the update, was set to change to a 20% return of investment. So pretty much you buy Battle Pass for 500, you'll get 100 back premium currency, where it used to be like you buy Battle Pass for 500, you get 500 back, as a random example. And then, oh no, they had a January update, they had to postpone stuff, and then everyone was laid off and they fired everyone, and yeah. So a lot of people are just nope. They were like, oh, the game looked like the game was doing good. Oh, and then they killed it. The game was doing pretty good, and then they killed it. Yeah. So nobody's really happy about the game, and they definitely did kill it. I said, oh, RIP Dauntless shutting down 29th of May, final day. And I just showed off the game. Not doing good. Not doing good. I was like, I have no idea how the game died. I personally never followed it. Everyone was like, oh, F, RIP, called it, RIP. Like the game in a while, mating, random stuff help you guide you through stuff. After a while, they ruined the game with some updates. Everyone turned their back on it. Okay. Friend of mine spent $200 on the game. That's not too bad. The game's like 8 years old. It is an old game now, too. Never going to survive long because they had 7 weapons, which were trash, no content, hardly at all. And the monsters didn't have personality like Monster Hunter games. 14 weapons have been way better. Yeah, so it looks like the game was just pretty much, it came out and they could never release enough content for it, and then they'd probably just never made enough money. They couldn't hire enough people. They couldn't release enough content. The game died off. They didn't make enough money. They just kind of like tried to bare bones survive and release content updates, but they couldn't do it for too long, and eventually they stopped updating it, then they sold off the game, and now it's officially done. That's what it seems like. And some people are like, yeah, I liked it around launch because Scratch, Monster Hunter itch, but then they started to drop. Most paid features were create stuff to help drop rates or number of drops, but didn't keep my attention for long. Okay. So they just started changing everything. People, crypto bros bought it, killed the game. The huge December update was like the big one that killed everything. And then it seems like before that, there just wasn't enough updates because they couldn't keep up the lights and hire enough people, or I guess anything. Yeah, and eventually the grind just started to suck. Grinding weapons was one of the main gameplay loops, and they removed it. Think of it like this. It's if Warframe went from the current model to the you have to buy guns model, or if Warframe started to nerf drop rates to an abysmal rate and then force buying stuff even more. So yeah, if we look at this, you know, Dauntless shutting down, Warrior 64, May 24th, unplayable after shutdown. Yeah, everyone was like, oh, interesting, sucks to see. Is there a reason for multiplayer focused games like this not support LAN play when the servers go offline? Yeah, they don't care though. Like, why would they care, right? They're like, oh, we were live service. We don't care about people being able to play it locally or anything like LAN. No, they don't care. I remember playing the game early on. It was fun. First time experience Monster. A lot of people are essentially just being like, wow, sucks. The game started off really good, but then it just sucked. Yeah, I think it's just straight up a case of they couldn't keep the lights on. Dead after a blockchain company buyout, disastrous update, brutal layoffs, Monster Hunter like action RPG shutting down its May. Games Radar, big old article if anyone wants to read it quickly. Oh, it's not long actually. Cool. It is literally that long. Okay, cool. Let's see what Austin Wood has to write. Monster Hunter like studio announces dying on Twitter. A Discord post in the game's official server reads, "This was not an easy decision. We want to express our gratitude to our players, partners, talented developments brought Dauntless to life." It seems like they Hail Married it when they sold it, and then they tried to update it to make more money, but nobody liked it and nobody cared, so they just ditched the game. And then they're like, oh, well, they more so means this was not an easy decision, whereas it's like, oh, it sucks that nothing worked, but we can't really throw money at this forever. Oh no, they pretty much just said, rip, sorry. Shutdown may have been mildly shocking this time last year, but after Phoenix Lab laid off the majority of studio last month, fans have been preparing for the worst. Discord announcement met with an appropriate volume of skull and saluting emojis. Oh, F in the chat, everybody. Yeah, just big rip. It's worth remembering that Dauntless was pretty darn fun in its prime, but it has faced hardships after hardship ever since Phoenix Labs was quietly acquired by blockchain company Forte Labs, probably Forte, in 2023. Initial waves of layoff hit in May 2024 as a separate game nearing reveal was cancelled after years in development. Rough. December 2024 saw the release of an immensely unpopular Dauntless update, gutted the game's core systems so thoroughly that one of the original Phoenix Labs staffers spoke out against it. This turned Dauntless' once-hyped Steam debut into a river of red reviews. Oh, shit. And as you saw from the player count, it just went downhill from there. Everyone's like, yep, F live services. Game was good, but now it's not. Has no value. Awful game. Game sucks. Yeah. So that looks to be the story of Dauntless, everyone. I just caught this online, and I wanted to just say rip to Dauntless. I think I'm probably going to play Monster Hunter Wilds next month. I'll probably buy it for my PlayStation and then stream it and stuff. Should be really nice quality since I can use my PC as my streaming PC, right? So, yeah. Either way, that should be a fun time, but until then, Dauntless is dead. Monster Hunter game still stocks up. Monster Hunter, great. Dauntless, dead. So good Monster Hunter like or Monster Hunter games, boom. Bad Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter likes, boo. Either way, let me know what you think about this whole Dauntless shutting down scenario. It's dying harder than my water purifier in my house. I had a sweet leak today that I found. I ended stream abruptly when I was like, oh, my house is watery. What's going on? Just like Dauntless, some things have to get shut off and die. Yeah, let me know what you think, everybody. Thank you, sub, like, use Epic Games creator code Pupsker. Check out the streams over at twitch.tv/Pupsker, as well as Pupsker VODs for my 24/7 Warframe VOD stream. Thanks, everybody.